Hey guys, welcome to my review of the Chogokin Megaman X Giga Armor version. Now, this was released all the way back, I think it's 2017. I have had mine for that long, honestly, and I did a review on it many years ago, but I never felt that it lived up to the expectation in the review itself. So after these many years, I've been like, hey, you know what, let's redo it, let's actually do it well this time, and in 4K, you know, with all the bells and whistles. Why not, right? So as you guys can see, this is the box, and you can already see the back of the box, which looks great. Of course, that front showing off the Giga armor, beat, freaking rush. You can transform it into the bike as well, so you get, not only do you get X, but you get rush, and you get beat, and you get the freaking armor, the ride armor, you know, the bike, which is really awesome. So I'm gonna unbox it because this one here, the one you're seeing here, has only been opened one time, and that was just to make sure that everything was in there, everything was okay. And I'm gonna tell you the story pretty darn soon, but let's open it up. Okay guys, so let me give you a little better look at the box. Of course, we got X here, and I like how they have the outline of the armor there. You can see here the Cavalier, which is actually the name of the armor, you know, when it's transformed with Rush Jet, so you can actually, you know, ride it, which is pretty cool. Of course, you got the spines here that continue more of the actual picture, and there you have the spine with the armor on it. Now, of course, this part here just has this, nothing really major, and this one has to just get ready to shoot. Now, here's the back of that armor. Sorry that this box is a little bit dirty, you know, it's been years, you know, just sitting there. You can see how it has the hand replacement gimmick. Yes, this actually, you can replace the hand for the buster on both arms, by the way, so that's pretty cool. That's something Chogokin doesn't have, sadly. I wish it did, but they don't. But again, you know, showing you how the different parts of the armor, how you combine them to rush, and you get the Cavalier, which is pretty awesome, and of course Giga beat. So let's open this baby up. Like I said, I only opened it once before, and it was just to make sure that everything was okay. So let's open it up here. Pretty sure everything should be okay. This box has not been opened in years, and well, here it is. Boom. That's it. That is the Chogokin. And sorry about that. Box actually fell on the floor. But yeah, this is the Chogokin here. Man, I haven't taken off the plastic. I can already tell you that it looks pretty much perfect. No problem there. So let's do the final part here, right? Let's do, open it up. Now, the only thing that I don't like is when you open the box, like some of the parts tend to jump around. They have that jumping bean effect where if you open too fast, everything is just gonna go poop, pops out. But man, this is still beautiful, still beautiful. So let's get X out so you guys can see it. Remember that this is ABS, die cast, and PC plastic, and there you go. This X is pretty much pristine, so you guys can see there. I am gonna give you a better look at it, obviously, and it's beautiful. This X is beautiful. Only comes with 2 pair of hands, and one face, and this is the face from the original Super NES Mega Man X. So doesn't have any light up features, doesn't have anything like that. It's just that the bow on the feet, man. I love the bow on the feet. The red jewel just looks great. So let's put him back in here. You know, and there. And of course we got Rush here, which looks, you know, he looks so darn good. You know, Rush, it's great that we get this Rush. It is pretty awesome. That is something that the Mega Man X series was always missing, a Rush. And if you have played Mega Man, I think X4, X5, you actually have seen this Rush design. You actually do see them in the game, but obviously they don't work with X. You know, it's not like in the original game, which Rush was just his little friend, you know. But here they make him his little friend, and I love that. And of course his other friend, if you guys remember from the games, is Beat, and this is actually Beat. You can see it right there. It says it's right there. This is actually Beat. He does not have any articulation. He's more to be the shield and the part, you know, he's more for the armor, and the only thing that's articulated is this part here, as you guys can see there. But this armor is pretty cool, because this is a mixture of the Falcon armor and the Fourth armor. Actually, this is kind of like a mix between of them, so it's kind of like his ultimate armor version, and it's actually pretty nice. And there's, you know, there's a few things that you can do with this armor. Obviously you can put everything on it, or just have half of it on, or just put it on Rush, or there's a bonus thing that you can do with it, which is not in the instructions. Now, he does come with a stand, but this stand, let me show you right here, this is only for Rush. This is not for X. This is only so Rush can be displayed with it. So this is only for Rush. It doesn't have any articulation. It's just that, but still, it's good that it comes with it. It looks kind of like a gravestone, you know, like a coffin, but still pretty nice. And of course, the other set of hands, he doesn't come with open hands. He just comes with these ones that have the hole there, and those are so he can hold on to handles of the bike, which are Rush ears. So that's pretty much it for that. So how about we go and I'll show you guys the instructions. Okay guys, there you have X and Rush in all their glory, looking great, don't they? I gotta say, Chogokin really knocked it out of the park with the design. I love the design. Yes, he has a few holes here and here, there, but the thing is that he looks so great, especially with the markings on the busters. He looks great. The little logo on the chest, he looks pretty darn awesome. Obviously, if you guys have seen my recent videos, you know that Krys here is doing a MDLX version of X, and that looks pretty much perfect, and the Chogokin ones are awesome, but this one is really special to me, especially after what happened. So let's get to what the F happened, right? So this is not my only Chogokin X figure. No, I actually have two of them. Yeah, and I know what you're thinking, Zero, how did you get two? Well, thing is, this was the second one. This was a replacement. I have to thank Bandai for sending me the replacement, because they didn't have to, but they did. So what happened was that I have my original one. I did the review and everything was going great, and then like a couple weeks after owning it, stuff start to happen, and let me show you what exactly happened to it. I'll introduce you to my original Chogokin Megaman X. So as you guys can see there, right off the bat, you guys can see that there's paint chipping. Yeah, there's a lot. That paint job on that one wasn't perfect, especially on the legs, and that started happening on the buster, started happening on the legs, you know, and that was really, you know, unacceptable, because this was a $120 figure, you know. And I contacted Bandai and they told me, sure, well, we'll fix it. It took like a month for me to get the replacement, but I got it. And that only happened to X. Rush is perfect, doesn't have any problems, but yeah, so even the back, you can see there at the back of the backpack there's paint chipping, which is pretty sad. So I got it, you know, I got the replacement. I saw the replacement, how perfect it was, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it in the box. And that's why I have kept it in the box for such a long time. It's sad, but hey, I call it my stunt X, because when I want to do poses with this figure, that's the one that I go with. You know, I'm like, it's just F it if the paint is effed up, but you know, I rather have the old one, you know, with the paint chipping on display than the new one. So you aren't gonna see the new one for some time. You know, you're not gonna see it for the rest of the video, because I'm gonna do all the poses and stuff with the stunt X. So if you go in the comments and you type, oh, your X has paint chipping and stuff, and it's because, and you don't know why, it's because you skipped the video, you didn't see this part, which is important. So let's go and dive right into the articulation. We're here with stunt X. You can tell because, of course, the paint chipping on it. But let's see his articulation. So let's start with the head. The head can go up this much, which is pretty nice. You can also do the chicken bob if you wanted to. You can go down this much, which is actually quite a lot. So left all the way, right all the way. You can do 360 if you want. You know. Now shoulder pads are kind of individually articulated, you know, from the actual arm here. There is a ball joint here on the arm that you can move up and down. You know, some good articulation there. He can't put the arm all the way out, up like this. He can't do that, but he does have the swivel, of course, which is great that he does have that swivel. The articulation here for the elbow is not that much, this whole buster gets in the way. Now, and the hands are just on a simple, very simple joint there, as you guys can see, and they just rotate around. That's probably because of the gimmick, so we'll get to that soon. Ab articulation can go down that much. Remember that you also have the articulation of the waist. Can go like this, of course. Can go up, down, no problem. And then the leg articulation here, can do pretty much do the splits, and that's gonna be necessary because of the armor. You know, the bike can go up this much. Now he is heavy, so the leg is gonna, you know, go down a little bit. He does have articulation here, so you can swivel it around side to side, but he does have some nice articulation, a full die cast. As you guys can see there, that looks really darn good for the knee. And of course, the feet articulation, this part here gets in the way. Obviously, it's not the full range, but when it comes to the toe articulation, there's a lot, and there's a reason there's a lot. This is for when you use him on the bike, you're supposed to have him like this. So that does it for his articulation. That's really not a lot, but let me show you guys the buster gimmick. I know what you're thinking, what is the buster gimmick? Pretty easy. it's like this. You have the buster, you can put it any way you want. Thing is that you're gonna open up here, and you open it up, and there you go. That's the buster gimmick. Yeah, the buster opens up. You pull this part here. Oh, the hand fell off, but you don't have to remove it. It can just stay there. Just make sure that it looks like that. Let me just focus here so you guys can see that. And that will let you rotate it, and then you just pop it in and pop it down. There you go. It's actually a pretty cool gimmick. I wish Chogokin would have done something like this for both busters, but it is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's one of the things that I really like and enjoy about this figure. Okay guys, so let's check out the articulation rush. Now, this rush, I know what you're thinking. Sarah, looks a little bit dirty. Yeah, because this is my stunt rush. Yes, this is the rush that came with the original that I got. So this rush, I use it for pretty much all my displays with my Chogokin kits. He displays so darn good, you know, with them. So let's check out the articulation. The head can go up this much, can go down that much. It's not a lot, but it can go left and right, and here you guys can see the left and the right. Yeah, it did pop off, but it's just on a ball joint there. It's not, so you're not supposed to do that. You never have to, but hey. The ears is a really cool thing, because the ears, you can pretty much split them open. Remember that the ears can actually go all the way here, lay flat, because those make the handlebars, which is pretty cool. I have always said this. I think this rush really needed some LED lights for the eyes, because you can barely see them. But check out the open mouth there. You can open it all the way up, or open it just a little bit. There you have, he has ball joints on the legs, which are great. You know, you can move them all around, all over. The legs extend. The feet actually do have articulation as well. I like how they even give him like his little paws there, which is pretty awesome. He does have some markings. He does have the rush jack there. On the back here, you can see that he does have a little sticker there, which is pretty cool. Of course, the tail moves down, moves up, and if you pull on the tail, there you get the little gimmick here of the spring, and you can see the spring there, which is pretty nice. And then you push it back in, and that's it. These move. These are for the transformation. The back legs are the same articulation as the other ones, but when it comes to rush, there's not many articulation points that he has. Like, he can't move the whole neck, but it's good enough for what you want rush to be. It's pretty darn cool. So yeah, that's his rush articulation. Okay guys, time to check out Rush. Rush looks awesome. I gotta say, I like this design of Rush. It kind of has that Rottweiler look to him. You can see the colors are just really nice, and he has a lot of diecast, by the way, also a lot of plastic. He does have clear parts, and I gotta say, he just looks so darn nice. And it's nice having a Rush version of in Megaman X, of course. Now in the games, I think it's X4 when you see this design of Rush. Now it's not named Rush, it's just an NPC. I think is I could be wrong, it could be 4 or 5 is when you just rescue them, you know. But it's nice seeing it, and this guy, you know, transforms and everything. So let's go and check that out. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna get Rush ready to turn him into the right chase. First of all, these things here, we're gonna fold them down, both of them. And then we're gonna be heading here, the tail. All you have to do is grab it, on it. Yeah, so you guys can see it's gonna reveal the little spring there, which is actually a spring. And you're gonna take the tail and you're gonna push it up here. So it's gonna look like this right now. After that, the legs, you have to kind of like pop them in. Just make sure you have them pretty straight there. And now you just kind of look like a little, you know, just push them in there. It's not 100% that you have to push them in there. There's another thing that we're gonna be doing that is gonna keep them in place. But yeah, just have them like this. Make sure you have them like this. And now is the other part. So make sure you have a bit of a nail, or you know, something that is not too hard, that won't damage this part. Because what we're gonna do is this. We're going to take this little tab here. So it's a pain in the butt to get out. And there you go. So we got that one, and we're gonna be doing that for both front legs. So I'll take this one here, and boom, there you go. So you guys can see we got that little tab there that we're gonna need. Now that we have that little part, we're gonna be doing the same but on the back legs. So on the back legs, these ones, you can see that they're over here, they're at the thigh as well, and you just hold them down. Do the same with this one, and there you go. Okay, so we got all those tabs down, which is the important part. Now the other thing is this. Okay, now that we have those tabs, and obviously I forgot one of the big things, you need the handles for the bike, right? So you're gonna just pull these down, put the ears down, and there you go. Okay, so now that we have Rush looking like this, it's time to do the next part, which is actually pretty darn easy. Now these parts, you're gonna push them forward, so they're gonna be facing like that, and the legs, you're gonna be doing this. See how I'm just folding them? So it looks like that? Yeah, it's gonna look like that. But the important part here is that the tab, you line it up with this part here. So you just line it up and you click it in. See how I did that? That's why pushing these in is just, you know, it's just to do it. But let me show you guys again, hopefully in a better angle so you guys can see there. Boom, fold the little paw there, and then line it up here, show you guys from below what it looks like, and attaches, and boom, there you go. So they still have some articulation to them, so you guys can see, just because of the way it folds, but that's what it's gonna look like right now. And then you're gonna do the same with the back legs. Now the back legs are a little bit different because you see there's this little tab here, and you're gonna be using this one here. So that's what you're gonna be using here. This tab here has to line up with this one. So pretty much they should do it no problem. So these ones, you just have to push them back a little bit. See, like here. Yeah, do it like this. Look, normally they should be like this, right? What you do is pull them back a little bit, pushed here, and you see how it's just gonna line up, and there you go. There you have it. So that's what that's gonna look like. And then obviously on the tab, this tab has to line up with the one back here, which is this one here, and you're just gonna line it up. And it can be a little bit of a pain, I admit. It's not the best transformation option they could have gone with, but that's what they gave us, so there you go. So again, pull back a little bit, push this forward all the way. It's gonna snap in there. It's gonna be there. Make sure it's unfolded, and then you just go, and the tricky part, of course, getting these in, and there you go. Now this is what Rush is gonna look like for now. So we got that, which is good, and now we can start working on actually putting the armor pieces on him. So let's go and do that. Okay, now we're gonna be putting up the armor. So first off, maybe get yourself a stand so you can have it like this. Now this is the one that is included with the figure, but if you want something articulated where you can work a lot better, use Amazing Yamaguchi stand or Mayfex stand, whichever fits the hole and is strong enough to hold this thing. Remember, this thing is fully die cast pretty much. Okay, so starting off, we're gonna take meat here, and we're gonna put it on the head. Now just make sure that it's like this. Okay, let me give you guys a better look. See? So as long as you guys can see that it's like this and not like that, it will fit. So let's put it back here. I just here, and all we're gonna do is line it up with that hole there. That's all we're gonna do. So let me put it like that, and we're just gonna line it up here. Should be pretty simple, and then watch me fail as I say it, of course, like always. And that is our first step. So you guys can see, so Rush's head is covered but not fully, because the next part we need is this one here. So as you guys can see here, this is pretty much the buster, and this is what's gonna be going under his jaw. So that's gonna be there. So let's put it on there, and you pretty much have to line it up. Let me show you guys. You have to line it up with this part here. So it's not gonna be that easy, but you just line it up, and let's see. It's normally a little bit complicated because just the way it is, the way they did it, like you have to get pretty much perfect for it just to stay there. Yep, failed. But you can do something else. That's giving you some problem. You can take off Rush head and just see if you can line it up properly. Okay. It's a pain in the butt, trust me. I love having the right armors, but this transformation, like it always this part here, such annoying. Especially since you know that after this it's gonna be really easy. The rest is a cakewalk. This is the difficult part, and I don't get why. Okay, let's see. So I was able to fit one side. There you go. There we go. You got it. So see how the head is pretty much covered up? So that's a tip there you can use. And just pop it in there. There you go. That's what it looks like. So the next part that we're gonna be using is gonna be for this part here, for the computer, pretty much. Because yeah, they actually did include like a little targeting computer there, so you guys can see. Just pretty cute that they added that. That's pretty cool. But you're gonna be adding this part. Now this is the waist part for Megaman, pretty much. And all this is gonna be doing, let me show you guys. Get a better look here, closer look. Is that it's just gonna be resting here, and after you have it like that, see, you take the little folds, these ones, and you just fold them in, and that is what is pretty much gonna look like for now. So let's move on to the next part. Okay, so for this next part, make sure you grab yourself the shoulder pads, which are these ones here. Make sure you grab them, both of them, you're gonna need them, and the chest part as well. Make sure you grab that as well, because that's what we're gonna be using. So let's go back here, and this is why I say you might want to stand, especially articulated stand. It's gonna be really helpful because we're gonna have to be working here. This is the area that we're gonna be working with. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, Zero. What? We're gonna be working here in this area? Yeah, it is. Now, first off, the chest. We're gonna grab it like this, like so. So, let me focus here. Nope. Yeah, we're gonna grab it like this, upside down. Now that we have it upside down, just position this correctly so you guys can see it better. We're gonna be working here, so that is gonna be entering those little two tabs there, and boom. Okay, so we got them there. So that's what it looks like. And then the other one, shoulder pads, they're not left and right, they're not marked. So the shoulder pads, you just put one here and the other one the other area, and for some reason this one here is a little bit too close. See, for some reason that one was a little bit too close, so everything fell apart, of course. Always like that. But yeah, just take the chest, pop it in there, take a shoulder pad, one of them, put it here. And remember, when you apply the pressure to the shoulder pads, they might want to take that leg, you might want to push it forward, but you just have to push them back. See, there you go. That is that part. We're pretty much one step closer to that, because the next part that we're gonna be working on is actually under him. So yeah, not the sides, we're working under him. So let's go do that. Okay guys, now we're gonna be working under Rush. And I know what you're saying, under him? Yes, this under part here, because they actually decided to put more parts in here. So we're gonna take this part, which is the back part for Megaman, and we're gonna add it in here, but it's gonna be like this. So the little tab here is facing forward. So we're gonna take that and we're just gonna place it there. Make sure it does a little bit of a clicking, and there you go. There you have it. And yeah, some parts are gonna move around. I don't think they thought it through 100%. They made it, but hey, now that we have that, so you guys can see there, that's what it's supposed to look like. Next up, I suggest you keep him like this, because next part is gonna be here, this part, and that's where these thrusters are gonna come in, the left and the right one. So this thruster, they're pretty much marked here. You guys can see the shape, and just match the shapes, and you know, one of them goes in here. These ones, you want to make sure you push them all the way in there, and there you go. There you have one. And now we go for the other one, and boom. Okay, so both of them are in there, as you guys can see. Now the last part, and pretty much the hardest part that is always falling off, is this one. This is pretty much the helmet for X. So the helmet goes in the butt pretty much. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the helmet and you're gonna have it like this. See? Like this. And you're just gonna line up the little holes here with these two tabs. And you're gonna have them there. And push them in a little bit more. And there you go. That's what it's supposed to look like, as you guys can see there. So that's what you get there. And after that, we can go back and put him on the stand, which is good, because the next part you're gonna need him to be up quite a bit. But this is what he's looking like right now, so you guys can see there. So he is taking the shape, but of course he's missing the big pieces. And yeah, this part here are important because that's where the legs are gonna rest of the figure. So this next part is gonna be using whatever is left. Yes, there's 6 pieces left, and starting off of course with the freaking wings. As you guys can see here, we're gonna be putting on the wings. Now the wings have a certain pattern and they have to be put in the correct order. Now this one is the right side, this one is the left side. You can tell because of the design and because of the holes here. You see how this one has a hole but this one has a little peg? Yes, that's how it goes. Now I know what you're thinking, where are we gonna put those? Well, we're gonna put them right here. Let me just give you guys a better look. See how this one has the little hole and has the little opening for the tab. So this one, which is the one that has pretty much no, pretty much, you know, very simple design, has to go like this. Yeah, just like that. Make sure that it's folded all the way so you don't have any problems. So it should look like that. So let's put it in there. Make sure it's put there pretty solid, because you don't want these things to fall. And just here, and as you guys can see, boom, first one is in there. So yeah, and by the way, you can still move them around and everything, and my power just went out. Well, my power did go out, but unlike DSP, we're ready for it. Yes, I know it's not the best lighting conditions, but hey, my little camera light still pull it off. So let's see, next part, of course, we're gonna be putting this one as well. Let me focus here, so let's move it all the way there. And now that we got that, of course, we're gonna attach the other wing, or just In this case, it could be a thruster ring, or this one is the one that has the little hole so the pack can go in there. So make sure you push that in pretty well. Doesn't have to always be perfect, but sometimes it's better. And as you guys saw there, the headpiece for X flew away because for some reason this part is dependent on how the other parts here are attached. I really don't get why it's like that, but yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Which, yeah, one of those things that you're like, they should have thought it better instead of just being like, hey, we're gonna use every armor piece there. So we got that, and next up is probably one of the, I have to say, most annoying parts to put in, because it's basically Mega Man's feet, no, the bottom of the feet. So this part, so these ones, you're gonna have them in an angle like this. So let me give you guys a better look there. See how they're in an angle like that, and those are gonna be attached to this part here, this one. So as you guys can see, these ones are supposed to be moved all the way forward from the looks of it, if I remember correctly. Let me check the instructions. I know there's no power, so a little bit hard to read, but yeah, those are supposed to be all the way there. And you guys can see how there's a little tab there. Now that is supposed to go, let me see, oh yeah, it's supposed to go like this. You're supposed to put it on like that. So let's move here, and there's a little slide here. Let me show you guys this little part here. It's like a little hole there. That's where you're gonna attach these. So you're basically just gonna do this pretty much. It's kind of like put there, and let me see this one. I don't know why it doesn't want to fit there. No. Yeah, make me look bad. Of course, now everything wants to fall apart. It's always like that. Always is. Man, everything goes good when you're not recording, and as soon as you start recording, man, just doesn't want to go in there now. Supposed to go in there. And the thing is that these don't have like a side, but it could just be that this thing doesn't wanna. Okay, that one fit nicely. That one did. So you guys can see there. So this one fit there pretty nicely. Now let's take the other one, which is odd because these aren't labeled like these. You guys can see there's no left and there's no right. There's nothing telling you, hey, right foot, left foot. Nope. So, same thing. We just go here, and we just have to put it down. I don't know why it doesn't wanna get in this one. You guys saw how easy it went to the other one, but not this one. And yeah, it's supposed to be like that. That's weird. Oh, now it did. Okay. Now it did. So let me show you guys what it look like that. See? Don't worry. I think we're gonna do one more because why not? Now these ones, which are the ones for the legs, so you guys can see these ones are a little bit annoying because you have to line them up pretty much with that little tab there. And look at the instructions. Yeah, look at the instructions. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys here. You just see, they're supposed to be lined up, and these tabs inside them these ones supposed to be the ones that hold up. Now there's no left or right, and if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, where this is supposed to go in, you see these holes here, that's where they're supposed to go in. So that's why you want those up, and they're a pain because you do have to move the wings a little bit. So let me just move them here. Okay. That's the thing, you want to be careful not break anything, but you also want to move a lot of stuff here. So let's see. It's supposed to go here, and then you just plop it down, and boom, there you go. That's the first one in there. So that's what it's gonna look like from the back. Okay guys, so let's put in the final piece, this one here. So just gonna plop it in there. Just make sure that they do line up. Shit. Can be a little bit of a pain in the ass actually. Lines up, and there you go. That's it. Now it's fully finished. So let me show you guys what it looks like. So there's the right chaser, yes, or X bike, whatever you want to call it. Looking great, and I love that. Well, they went all the way. They made us a rush that wasn't in the X series, a beat that wasn't in the X series, and they pretty much combined them, and that is pretty awesome. That's the cool thing about this figure, that you get to do something like this, which is great. And I gotta say, the colors obviously are all over the place. You know, you have that lavender color with the purple and the yellow, and of course Rush is a red color with some brown and a little bit of yellow, but still it looks pretty darn cool, and I really like it. So let me show you guys that you can actually use this one with your Kobukiya kit. So let's go. So yeah guys, as you guys can see there, yes, your Kobukiya kits are gonna work with the Ride Chaser, which is pretty awesome. I like that. So I expect the 3.0 version, you know, the MDLX version of Zero, I'm pretty sure he will also be able to fit there, and he fits pretty darn well. Okay, now that we have the Ride Chaser ready, we have to get X ready. Yeah, X needs to get ready. First off, of course, we're gonna get the hands with the holes, which are these ones here, so you guys can see there. Bring it a little bit closer, these ones. And we're just gonna pop them in there. But before we do that, I know what you're gonna say, Zero, can I use my Kobukiya hands with this Megaman, since this Megaman only has 2 pair of hands? Well, here you can see the size difference between them. Let me just bring it up closer so you guys can see there. So those are the size difference. The thing is that the holes are a little bit too big on these ones, so you can put them there, see, that's what it looks like. So yeah, they can actually work. It's true that he's gonna have this giant hand, This is almost the same size as the Buster, but they do work. They do work, so that's pretty cool. I actually didn't know that until I did this video. So put them there, and now we're gonna work on something else, because you have to do something else with this X. Obviously you gotta bend the arms, but what you have to really do is the legs. You're gonna spread them apart, and you see this part here, you're actually gonna turn this around, and then this like that, and then you're gonna put it like so. So it's gonna have this shape to it, and I'll show it to you again. First you take the hip and you rotate it, then you take, the thigh, obviously you rotate the thigh, then you rotate the chin, then you put it down, then you put this part here, and there you go. That's how he's gonna sit on the right chaser. So I'm gonna bring it in, and slowly but surely we make sure that his legs are properly spread open, and we're gonna put him in there. We're gonna move the legs, make sure that this is in focus, of course, so you guys can see there properly. Make sure that the legs actually do rest there, with the hands on the steering, of course. And should be pretty much done. Yeah, and then you can just, you know, move it around and put it anywhere you like, but that's pretty much how it should look like. So what do you guys think of X in his right chaser looking? Pretty darn awesome. That's pretty cool that you can do this with this figures. You can do it with the Kobukiya ones as well, and don't be surprised if you can actually do it with the 301 also when it comes out. So that is pretty awesome. I love it. And the cool thing about having two of them, well, let me just show you guys. So get ready, because we're gonna see some cool poses. Let's go. Okay guys, let's finally put the armor, the Giga armor on X. Now I'm gonna be going through the instructions. I hope you guys enjoyed this angle. I think it'll look a lot better. But first off, first thing you're gonna do on this figure is gonna be the shoulder pads. Yes, the first thing is the shoulder pads. Now remember, the shoulder pads don't have a specific way. You just put them on like so, and which way you want them to be put on, which that's how it goes. Then you're gonna be going for the chest. Yes, the chest piece is the next one, which makes sense. You're putting in the shoulder pads, you have the chest as well, and then we're going to go to the back. But no, we are not gonna put in the back plate. No, what we're gonna be putting on is the waist. Yes, the waist armor. So now that the waist armor is on, make sure these little tabs here, they're here. Just gives them a little bit more grip. Now, next one is the legs. Now, these ones, I know what you're gonna say, huh? Supposed to be going like that way. No, they're actually supposed to be going like this. You guys can see here. So, just pop them in there. And again, man, what I really love about this armor is how you can see the clear parts. It just looks so darn nice. So, sure they fit in there nicely. There you go. Now the next part is the back plate. Yes, the back plate. Let me move the figure here because we're just gonna be using these three parts. Now, this happened to me with my original one. You're supposed to put these inside here first before you put them on the actual figure. So that's what you're gonna do. Now pop them in there. And let's see if the right one. Yes, I have the right armor set. Now the reason I'm saying yeah, I have the right armor set is because of my original figure, this one, the armor set that came with this one, you couldn't do this. Like, one of the parts would always be sticking out. Then when I got my replacement one, it worked. So let me bring the figure here, and we're just gonna attach this to the back, and there you go. So now he's starting to look a lot beefier and actually pretty awesome, you know, with the armor on. Next up, darn, I should have not put this in the back yet. No, because I messed up there. I just wanted to show you guys. But what you're gonna do is take the wings. Yes, the thrusters, these big things. That's the next part. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have them like so. Focus here, so you guys can see how it's pretty much like that. That's how it is, because that's how it's gonna fit here. Now this obviously you want it looking like so. So it says the logo there. Show you guys the logo there. Goes here on this one, and you can just, you know, move it around where you want. And then you're gonna do the same with this one. And maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it's this one on the back and that one on the front. I'm not 100% sure. The instructions don't really show you. It's up to you what you want to do there. So there, got it. So this is what that's gonna look like. You guys there, see? Should be cool. So let's pop it in his back. And yeah, this armor isn't 100% staying on there. Which a little bit of makes me sad. Wish this armor was better designed for him. But for some reason the shoulder pads, man, the shoulder pads are the worst. Let's keep falling down. But yeah, now he's starting to get pretty heavy on the back. As you guys can see, he's starting to lean. But that's what he looks like from the front. And this is what he looks like from the back. You guys can see there. So the next part of the armor, I know what you're thinking, Zero, what is the next part? Well, I actually skipped through one of the parts. They're actually supposed to go with the feet. Now the feet don't have any markings on them or anything. You just put them in like so. And if you're worried that they didn't go all the way in, just push them down. There you go. So now the feet are on there. And again, those wings are really darn heavy. And pretty much the last few parts are his buster and the shield. The shield doesn't need anything fancy. The shield just clips on. Like so, and the shoulder pad always gets in the way. And then you have the buster. And for the buster, obviously, we have to swap out the hand for the buster hand. So swap it out, put it there. There you go. So we're pretty close to the end, which is the last part, which is the helmet pretty much. And we're just gonna put it in there, and there we go. Giga Armor X, and I'll give you guys a better view now. That's Giga Armor X. I gotta say, this armor looks actually pretty good. You know, it's not an actual full armor in terms that not everything changes. I wish they would have went the extra step and added pretty much everything. But as a half armor, it's actually pretty good. I mean, I like the colors. I like the clear plastic on it. The only bad thing is how it fits on the figure. Now, I am using Stunt X, of course, which is not my pristine one. But on the pristine one, I did put it on when I got it on him, and nothing was falling off. Everything was perfect. So I'm guessing this one just has a few holes and stuff on it. Now, the big thing about this X figure is that it doesn't come with an articulated stand, and this armor is heavy, and you're gonna want to have an articulated stand for it. So I do have an articulated stand. You can use the Mayfix stand, or you can use a SH Figure Art stand. So let's go and check out some poses with it. This is X Giga Buster. Pretty simple to set up. You just attach both of the wings to the buster, and there you go. It's actually pretty neat. It's not really something to go over the moon for, but hey, it's one of the transformation of this figure. So let's check out some poses with it. What, you guys thought this armor didn't have another trick up its sleeve? Yeah, this is another transformation. Now, it's not official transformation, but this is something that I actually made when I first got it, and I call it the Giga Nova Strike, pretty much. So as you guys can see here, this is actually pretty easy. You just have to make sure that the backpack is holding well, so you can put the shield there. And as you guys can see, the shield has the buster on the bottom, and that's basically his Nova Strike, which is pretty cool that you can do that. Remember, it's not official, so do it at your own risk. It's actually kind of hard because remember the figure is heavy and all that, plus it might scratch it up, and it's not that easy keeping everything together. But if you have one and you want to recreate this this transformation, you can. It's actually pretty awesome. I really like it like that. And sadly, the stands that I have are not that good at holding this type of weight up, but you can get some really cool poses and stuff with it. So let me show you a few shots with it, and let me know what you guys think. I actually dig it a lot, and like I said a few times, especially to myself, I'm like, man, Bandai should redo this figure, but in SH Figure Arts form, and just do it, you know, just do a full version of this armor. It would be pretty awesome. So let's check out a couple poses with it, because there's not much that you can do with this guy. So final thoughts here. Let's start off with the cons. I think this figure, when it was released, it was around $120 US. I got mine, the original one, for around 65, and then of course I got the pristine one for pretty much nothing, because it was just a replacement that they sent me. Now, the thing about this figure is that it is die-cast. It has an inner die-cast frame. Some of the parts outside are also die-cast, but the thing is that it's a little bit too heavy. It doesn't come with a stand. You need to provide your own stand, and even really good stands like Mayfax and Amazing Yamaguchi ones have trouble keeping it up, because most of that die-cast is on the legs. The legs has it on the inside of the joints and the outside of the legs, so it's pretty heavy. Now, the other thing, of course, being the articulation, which is not as good as the Kobukiya kits, which those have a good amount of articulation. They're not that heavy. Obviously, yeah, they are not die cast, but you know, they get the job done. The thing is that this thing is called the Giga armor, right? So the Giga armor itself is a cool design, but it didn't go far enough. I wish they would have just made him just have the Giga armor fully on, and they would have made it into a full armor instead of this half armor, which in some places it fits really well, but places like the shoulder pads, the backpack, and even on the waist area, it just tends to fall off, which I don't like. And it just sucks that it's such a nice armor, but still it fails when it comes to that quality. In fact, having the buster like this, which is pretty much the Giga buster, that's why I'm calling it, is just so heavy that you guys can see how the right arm kind of droops down. Yeah, it has that problem. But the X figure itself, like I said, we already talked about the articulation, but it doesn't really come with much. Just one face, which I like, that is pretty much ripped off from the original Super Nintendo game, which is great, and just two pair of hands, and that's it. You know, no buster shot, no articulated stand. That's the other thing, that this guy is heavy, and you know, finding a stand for it is actually a pretty tough job. Like, I've used Mayfax once, I've used the Amazing Yamaguchi ones. It's always like, sometimes it's way too heavy, or the stand itself can't really hold him up that much. Because I know what you're thinking, hey, why don't you just use a stand that has the arm, you know, around the waist, but also has the part between the legs that actually holds him up. The thing is that the waist armor, the way it is made, the back part of it, is gonna get in the way of that. Yeah, but there are some really good pros. I mean, the figure itself looks great if you're gonna do some really crazy poses with it. It's gonna look awesome. Of course, we get Rush, which is pretty awesome because Rush hasn't been in any of the Mega Man X games, which is awesome that we actually got Rush. He transforms. The transformation is good. The ride chaser itself is pretty darn awesome. You guys can see Zero there riding it. And of course, we get Beat as well. So that is pretty cool. The only thing is that this armor is not compatible with anything else besides this Mega Man. Unless there might be a way to do it. And I think you're gonna be able to do it with this 301, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And the idea that I have is pretty much put some magnets inside the armor parts and just have them, you know, get in there with the freaking magnets to the metal parts. Will that work? Maybe, maybe not. This armor does have a few clips and tabs that are gonna be getting in the way of that, but other than that, I think it should be okay. But still, I mean, you can display along with your Chogokin kits, which is gonna be looking good with your DRs. Man, the paint job on this one, and this is, you know, this is not the pristine one, you know, this is my Stunt X. The paint job is just nice. I like how they kept the nice colors, the nice hues of blue with a little bit of metallic. The reds look really nice. The clear color parts, I love them. I love how he has his markings on them. Man, the markings just do it for me. It's just so awesome. It's something that I wish I could see in the other armors. Also, I would love it if somebody could actually make some stickers, some worst like decals for the Chogokin kits. Will could be pretty awesome, you know, having the chest like on the X2 armor it says like X2 armor, second armor or something like that, Giga Crush or something. That would be pretty awesome because Rush does have a couple of markings as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, in my opinion, if you don't like this figure, the figure itself, and you just want the freaking ride chasers, I say go for it. Now you can probably get this figure, it could be pretty expensive, but I seen them going around for 60 on Amazon. And remember, all you want is if you want the ride chasers. But I say if you're able to pick up 2 of them, go ahead and do it. Just if it's just for the ride chaser. You know, you don't have to use the armor. Maybe if you use the armor, just display it in a simple pose like I'm doing there with X. You know, nothing too exaggerated because, like I said, you're gonna need a really good stand, and this armor just has a tendency of when you, especially the shoulder pads and the backpack, when you move stuff, it just falls apart, which is pretty sad. And this one, I had it pristine and everything has fallen off a few times. So yeah guys, that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.